Now, this champion is a champion that I've always loved for a very long time, right? And seeing him do this well now is honestly just one of the best early Christmas presents ever, man. This is so awesome. So we have this fully decked out Red Guardian, rank 5 Ascended Mcoc, full synergies and recall masteries. We're just gonna take him for a spin and see how fast he can take down over 7.7 million health. Now, after this, I have some regular matchups and regular gameplay, but I thought, you know what, let's start off with a bang. And Red Guardian has so much damage output now, but here's the thing. Not only did his damage output get better, but his practicality pretty much tripled in value, because now his trauma debuffs are 24 seconds after the SP2. That is insane. That duration, okay, so let's paint a picture here. I believe pre-buff with the SP2, it was about, I think, 7.5 seconds, which is obviously not good, right? But post-buff, it is 24 seconds. Now, I was hoping for like 16 seconds. 24 seconds is game-changing. That makes Red Guardian insanely practical now, and he feels so much safer to play. But not only that, he also got this change where on his special attacks, he now gets increased crit rating per unique debuff on the opponent, and also on his heavy attacks as well he gains this benefit. But here's the crazy part, this works with any single debuff, including some external debuffs. So Mr. Fantastic's pre-fights, these work for that ability as well. So that's why this interaction is really cheesy, and it really does supercharge Red Guardian, but even without the pre-fights, he still does some insane damage output. But with them, it is honestly insane. Check out this SP2 real quick. We're gonna go in, drop a 69,000 heavy attack, by the way, but then check out this damage output. We get a nice 129,000 crit plus that 200,000 trauma damage as well. Additionally, like, the heavy attacks doing some massive damage too, and they're pretty much guaranteed crits also. Now, additionally, the Hulk relic gives us an extra debuff, and that counts for our heavy attack crit rating, the special attack crit rating, and some extra damage because it is a physical vulnerability, and Red Guardian is purely physical damage. So all these things, man, and you have this monstrous DPS, and we go back in, we drop a heavy attack, doing some insane numbers as per usual. Even the non-crits are doing some pretty awesome numbers too. So yeah, this guy, he's just hitting so hard now, and it's so practical too. And we drop another SP2, 128,000. It's crazy. It's honestly so crazy. One thing did change for the worse, which is the trauma debuff stacks are now down to 2 instead of 3, but honestly, that was just for balance reasons, because imagine this guy with 3 trauma debuffs. That is just way too strong for sure. And then we drop a 77,000 heavy attack, and that was 7.7 million health in about 3 minutes. That's crazy, man. But what changed? Well, I'm going to do a full showcase, so I'm not going to be really specific here, but I'll give you the rundown real quick. So heavy and special attacks gain crit rating per unique debuff, and this is his new Awakened ability, and it is 1500 per unique debuff at max sig. That is a massive difference, and that lets him counter Dr. Doom. It lets him just have pretty much guaranteed crits on those attacks. It is just really strong. Now the trauma duration went from 3 seconds to 12 seconds, so 24 seconds on the SP2, which is just so good. The bonus attack rating per debuff on heavy attack increased as well, and the shield cooldown penalty has been removed also. And now it's just a 16-second cooldown, which is fine for sure. That is completely tolerable, and it is way better than what was there before, right? But now let's see some quick gameplay of Red Guardian without all the synergies and without recall masteries, just him by himself. So a quick small health pool test. We have this Mystic fight, and this guy is going to be the just destroyer of Mystic champions. He's buff immune, he has slow, he has those crits to bypass Dr. Doom and Dragon Man. It is just really good stuff. And yeah, check out this damage output as well. We're just going to go straight to the SP2, and the result is honestly just so goofy. Here she drops the SP1, I go back in, I drop the SP2, and yeah, it just one-shots. It literally just one-shots, and that's so reliable as well because the crit rate is just like 3,000 at that point. It is so strong. But here we have a higher health pool Jane Foster. This one has about 700,000 health, so yeah, it's a massive difference for sure. But Red Guardian, he still destroys his fight, and even in like these longer fights, he is still really good for them. And with that cooldown being removed, he is so much better for longer fights now that he's honestly, I would assume, a pretty decent Necropolis option, because he has that slow, he has some good utility at base. I feel like he is genuinely a good option for it, perhaps, because with the practicality being like so much better now, this man has very few problems, I feel like. And the damage output is definitely one of the best selling points for him. And look at this damage now. The Trauma Debuff doing a ton of work. The heavy attack is just vicious as well. But this just feels so good, right? Like, seeing him doing this well is just awesome, right? And here we drop the Relic. We drop the SP2. And yeah, no crit, but still a ton of damage output. Then that 24,000 heavy attack. It's so crazy. But now we have this Gauntlet Dr. Doom. And this Gauntlet Doom is no easy matchup, especially for a size medium character. But the way he takes it is just perfect, really, because Red Guardian has perfect block, so he can bypass Dr. Doom's massive block penetration. He has access to slow as well, which shuts down his Aura of Hazareth. And additionally, with his new Awakened ability, he has access to bonus crit rating, and that bonus crit rating bypasses Doom's crit res. So yeah, he is pretty much a perfect Doom counter now, which is great because before this, he was supposed to counter Dr. Doom, but he just didn't because he could never crit him. And Red Guardian, critting is like the most important thing with him. So yeah, it just wasn't a good thing at all. But now he crits a lot. So this is just so ideal now, and it feels so good to say because he's actually hitting his target now. So this is just perfect. But yeah, here we can just drop the SP3. And by the way, I don't know if his target was actually to be a good Dr. Doom counter. I just assumed because of the slow, you know, the buff immunity, just like countering him in pretty much every single way. So like, it makes sense that he was a Doom counter, but now he's an actually good one, which is just really cool. But not only that, he's great for so many different Mystic characters now because of his like reborn utility and practicality. The practicality is the biggest change here, of course, right? But the damage output with the crit rating got a massive overhaul as well. So yeah, he's not perfect, right? But he's just a lot better than before. So we dropped the SP2 here, and check out this massive 96,000 crit. That is just incredible. Then a 33,000 heavy attack. This man is getting destroyed. It is so cool. Another one that just crits because of that massive crit rating increase. At this point, we have 6,000 crit rating per heavy attack. So that is a massive difference than, like, you know, having 0 extra crit rating. Then we crit there, no crit there, but then check this out. We drop a heavy attack after this, and yeah, another 33,000 crit right there. Just perfect, man. This buff is so good. The damage output got a massive overhaul. The practicality is like so different now as well. Everything just feels so much better with this champion. And the coolest part is barely anything changed, right? He got some new abilities, but also he kind of just got a durations tune-up. And this was enough to just change the character completely, I feel like. So yeah, this buff is amazing. I love it so much. Let me know your thoughts on the Red Guardian buff. And yeah, that's about it for me.